Hi everyone, it's Cheeky Chap Gaming, keeping it simple. I wanted to do a quick video. As you can see, I've got a fish in my hand here. I've got a Silver Bream, and put it in the net. Let's put it in the net quickly. I've got a quest, and I wanted to show everybody. As you can see, I've caught 15.57 to £22 and 5. I've got 3 hours and 9 minutes left. Let me just show you how deep I'm fishing. I'm fishing 3.55. I'm using a P, as you can see, and I'm fishing right here. So whether or not I catch a fish live or not, I just wanted to show you this peg. I've been on this peg. If you look down in the bottom left hand corner, you can see that it says 1744. I've been fishing this peg since 8 a.m. this morning, and I've been consistently catching roach, silver bream, and an odd like bullhead because I've been mixing the bait up. There we go again. So as you can see, another silver bream. So I'm consistently catching them on P. And when it goes quiet in the swim, I've been swapping my baits over and I've been varying the baits. So I've been catching on P, on sweet corn and castor predominantly. That looks like I've got a bite straight away. And I've got quite a few bream in the net. So their averaging weight is probably about, I don't know, about 0.4. So like not quite half a pound. Because they are a small fish, but there is a place where you can catch them over a pound, but it's a bit dangerous with a starter rod like I've got. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how many I've got in my net so you can get a sort of a rough idea how many fish you need to get. If you ever get this quest, it's a really tough quest and you have to really knuckle down on it and really put in the work to get it. Otherwise, you'll fail the quest. I gave this quest up when I was at 3 or 4 pound of fish. I was like, I was nearly 3 hours into the quest, and I thought there's no way I'm going to finish, and I packed it in. I lost 200. Let me show you how much you get for the quest. So you get 400 XP plus 400 coin and 200 XP, but you lose 250 points if you fail it. So it's a bummer. So it's really imperative. It's really imperative that you knuckle down on this and do it, and you can do it in this peg where I am here. You've just got to be patient. That's all. And if it feels like it's gone quiet, just change your bait. Put a castor on or put some sweet corn on, and it'll go life at life. And what you'll end up doing, you'll end up catching 1 or 2 roach, and then you'll catch a couple of silver bream, and then it kind of balances itself out. So it's you don't need to sort of get concerned that you're not going to be able to keep catching these fish. But this is the only peg that I found where I'm consistently catching silver bream, whether it's like every other fish or every other 2 or 3rd fish. So it's kind of one of them. It's easy to get disheartened when you're doing some of these tasks because you think, oh, there's no chance I'm going to get that. There we go, we're under again. But you've just got to be really patient. There we go, another silver bream. You see what I mean? And that's quite a big one. And you can see I've got 50 pound in my net. So now I've got 50.60. So I'm gonna sell in a minute because I know the shop's closing and I don't want to end up where I'm going to end up leaving the peg because I'm catching fish here at the moment. As you can see, I'm at 16.45 of 22.05. So as soon as I catch this next fish, I'm just going to go to the fishmongers and sell my fish so you can see how many silver bream I've actually caught in my net. So you get an idea of how many fish you're going to have to catch to get this to complete this quest. And I'm still got a bite here. So I'm still kind of so we're nearly at £17. So I'm still £5 away from what I need really. But the temperature when I started was 69.9 and it was at 13 kilometers an hour the wind, and the temperature's dropped to 63.3 and it's still dropping quite quickly now, and it's overcast with half sun and half clouds. So it's been an ideal day for catching this type of fish, to be honest. So if you can find a room with these kind of, so that's from 8 a.m. this morning. It went quiet around about 3:30. I was changing bait every cast, and sometimes I wasn't even getting a bite, so I was taking it out after 4 or 5 minutes of real time and putting a different bait on, and just kept changing the bait from maggot to castor, pea, worm, and I just I haven't used dough. That's the only thing I haven't used, which you can usually catch bream on dough, but you need a different float for that because this float won't hold it. So it's been interesting. This is the closest I've ever come to completing this quest. So I wanted to share this with you guys because silver bream, you can catch them predominantly every now and again. When you're fishing on the new lake, you think, oh, I've got silver bream here. I don't, and you'll catch two or three without even realizing where they are. And there's a few pegs along here. The first two or three pegs along here, you can catch silver bream on, but it's whether or not you can catch them consistently. And this is the only peg I've found that you can continuously catch them over and over again. So that's pretty much as close. Apart from, yeah, I don't want to miss a bite by going to it. So once I've caught another fish, I'll open my map up and I'll show you where you can catch them over a pound of chuck. But the chances are you could snap your new rod because the carp over there they'll take the pee as well, and you can end up with, like I caught, I think it was a 9 pound or a 10 pound carp. Try catching a 10 pound carp on what I've got here, you're going to struggle. It's doable, but it'll take you ages to land it. Maybe I'll do a what you call it of that. Someone knows I'm moving about here. I don't know why. It's kind of weird. Yeah, so this is like one of them tasks that's pretty well rewarding if you can sit it out, but it just gets a bit monotonous sitting in the same place all the time doing the same thing over and over again. But that's fishing, in it. So yeah, it's pretty hard work mentally anyway. So I'm hoping I can catch one more fish quickly before we get to the 6:30, 7:15 mark. So hopefully in game I'll be able to get one in a second. If not, if I've not caught another fish by 18:45, I'm just going to go to the fishmongers to sell my fish so you can see how many silver bream I've caught. A lot of the fish I've got in here, I've got a couple of bullheads in here that are a lot quite bigger, but I've not caught anything bigger than that really. Nothing over the pound and a bit. So it's kind of been a lot of grinding. You can see the temperature still going down. It's 62.4, so it's getting cooler all the time. Obviously, we're getting towards the evening time now. So the fact that I fished one peg from 8 o'clock in the morning until 6:30 at night, that's pretty consistent. And I've only had like a couple of times where I've sat around for 10 or 15 minutes in game time and not caught anything. But switching it out helps you overcome that issue. And if you feel that you're sat in, I don't strike until I get a bite, mate. I leave it in. Unless it goes past the 15-minute time. Once it goes past the 15-minute, I'll whip it out and put another bait on just to try and stimulate the swim again and try and get them re-excited again. And we're getting to that stage now on the green pea here. Like I've caught 3 or 4 on the trot and now it's gone quiet. I'll get another one in a minute, but it's slowed down again. That could be something to do with the temperature water going down because like you can see now it's down at 62.1. A lot of people don't really recognise the temperature in the water because it's something you don't watch, but I watch it. Being an angler, I watch it all the time. I have my own thermometer I take with me when I go fishing properly, because if the bites start falling off, there's a reason for it. Your fish have moved out your swim, obviously, but if you're consistently throwing bait in, which you can't do in this game, you can't throw loose maggots in or peas or whatever because it's just hand ground bait is all you can throw in. Also, these fish respond to fish pellets, so that's not in the game, unfortunately. Fish meal pellets fish well in most general commercial waters in the UK, but on here we've got that restriction of the bait that we've got. Right, so it's 18:29. If I don't get a bite on this pea in a minute, I'm going to take it out and I'm going to put a bit of sweet corn on, and then I'll fish till 6:45. And if I don't get a bite then, what I'll do is I'm going to go sell. Right, I'm going to pull my rod out now and I'm going to put another bait on. So just so you can see what I'm doing consistently all the time. So I'm going to put a bit of corn on. Go back out there. Go in. See how we go. I'm not sure how relevant it is, but you might see a lot of little white circles on the water like this here. See them around here. I'm not sure if that indicates there's fish feeding around there, or if it's just a graphical thing. But my impression is it might well be that's fish feeding underneath your float, and it represents bubbles that are popping on the surface. I'm not sure if that's intended in the game or if it's just a visual thing and it's actually an effect that's happening in the water. I don't know. I'm going to have to check that out on Discord and find out, because you can see I've had a couple of white circles near my float quite regular here. And that's what enticed me to fish this little area here. Normally when I fish here, I normally fish in this little bit here. But for a change, I thought I'd change it up and come out here. Look at that, small roach. And it's been quite fruitful up to now, so I'm hoping that that it pays dividends and I can complete this quest and get my reward, because it's been a bit of a grind. I gave up a really good peg, which I'm going to show you another day, which I've been consistently catching big fish out of all day long. I fished that as well from about 8:30 prior to coming on this peg until about midday, and I stopped fishing because I picked up a quest, which I regretted doing at first, because I thought, oh no, because I struggled doing this quest before. But as soon as I came to this peg, and I knew I'd caught a few silver bream at this peg, and like I say, I'd caught them here before, and I thought, well, let's try something different, and let's just, oh, there we go. Let's try something different, and we'll move outside. See, there you go, there's a bullhead. So you do catch them. I'm going to have to be careful here, because if you can see the weight, look, I'm at 51 now, and I can only get to 66. So it's now 1:45. I'm probably going to go and sell my fish. In fact, yeah, let's do that now before I cast in again. So let's just pick my rod up. You can leave that in there and you can just go and sell your fish. So let's run to the shop quick. It's only just next to me here, so you can see how close it is. And then I'll show you how many silver bream. So it's bizarre, really, how many silver bream I've actually got here. You're gonna be, look at that. You can see how much I've actually worked here. That is crazy. So I've got one. You can see all the other fish I caught before I caught any luck. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Sorry about the clicking. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 23, 26. None at all there. 26, 29, 29, 32, 33. So I've caught 33. Let me sell all them quickly and get back on it. So 33 silver bream I've caught to get that weight of 1645. So you can see that's a substantial amount of work. And it's kind of interesting that you have to work that hard. So 33 silver bream, and we're still not finished yet. So I'm probably looking at, so I need another, what we got here, so let's say 16. So I need another 5 pound of fish. On average, I'm probably going to need to catch 3 for each pound. So that's 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15. I'm probably going to need another 18, between 15 and 18 silver bream to complete my quest. So that's at least another 2 hours of game time, real life game time. That is not actual gaming time. It's now 18:54, so it's quite a long time, isn't it? Now I'm not gonna put you guys through the pain of watching me complete the rest of my quest. I think you can see it's genuine here, that I'm actually catching these silver bream here. I didn't want to use this video as clickbait. I just wanted to prove to you that you can catch silver bream in this area. And obviously by emptying my net, you've seen that I've been able to catch 33 up to now. So that's a substantial amount of it. And you can see it's took near enough a complete day. Like from 8 to 8 will be 12 hours game time. So you can see how challenging it is to catch that type of fish. But before I go, if I miss a bite here, I don't care. I'm going to go to my map now. I'm going to show you where you can catch. Where's the other lake gone? Let me screw it out. There it is. Right, so Oh, they've took it. Oh, there it is. So you see this peg here, Duck Grove. Let me go in as close as I can. Right, so if you fish right on this edge here, there's a bit of wood sticking out of the lily pads here. You can walk in the water right up to that, and then if you cast out, there's some lily pads just on the edge there. If you cast past the edge there, I can't remember how deep it is. I think I was fishing 4.5 foot, but if you put green pea on and fish there, you'll catch silver bream at about a pound and a half ago. But be warned, if you're using this rod, you will get smashed off by £10 carp there, because you'll catch 2 or 3 of them silver bream first, and then you'll get hit by a carp. So if you are doing that and you're trying that, make sure you've got this down to 20% on your break. It'll give you a chance of trying to land a carp. If it's a £6 or £7 carp, you'll have a chance. If it's over £10, it'll smash it. Even on the line that I'm on, it'll break your rod. And I'm on the 4.85 pound line, which is the 90 coins one. So this is the peg. But if you're worrying and you're falling behind on your time and you've only got an hour left, it's worth trying to crack your rod off just to catch 3 more over there or 4 more over there. But what you want to do is you want to get there early doors in the morning or later in the evening, like this time, 7 or 8 o'clock in the evening. And then you've got a good chance of catching them silver bream. And the reward speaks for itself. I mean, obviously, you don't want to be getting a fine of 250. Because as soon as you get a fine, what happens is you'll see it starts affecting your stats quite quickly. Look, I lost a fish. So I've got a minus 10 points. That's got to put a fish on the floor because I didn't put my net out the other day. Rule number 1, always put your net in first. So yeah, minus 250 is too much to lose. It's a killer. So if you don't complete your quest, it'll be quite painful. So if I show you my quest again, you'll see. If I fail it, I get a minus 25, 250, but I get 400 silver coins and 200 experience if I do manage to do it. So that's pretty cool. So it's now 19:11. I've been in the water now for nearly 15 minutes and not had a bite. So I'm going to take the corn off in a minute. I'm going to go back on the P. In fact, I'm probably going to put a caster on actually. And if the caster don't work, then I'll go on a maggot and I'll keep rotating it like that. And eventually I'll end up with a worm on. So I'm rotating my bait all the time to keep the bites coming in. And that's the best way. Sometimes you'll catch 3 or 4 fish that are like all roach or something like that, or maybe roach and a bullhead. And you'll think, oh, it stopped. But don't get disheartened about it. They are still there. You've just got to be patient with it. Just move a little bit further forward or a little bit further back or left or right and just move your bait around a bit. And you'll find that you will catch them. So here we're at 15. I've not had a bite, so I'm going to tug it out and change my bait over. And this is what you need to keep doing. Just like real life fishing, you need to keep changing it and keep turning it up. And like what'll happen when you start doing this is you'll catch more roach than what you do. As you've seen, I caught a lot of roach, but 33 skimmer bream is not to be sniffed at. Oh, what's gone on there? Have I got a bite straight away? That tends to be a fish holding it in the mouth. I might have just stuck on the bottom as well there and it's leaning over the float a bit. But if that's the case, I'm going to leave it there until it moves anyway. So it's now casting at 19. So it's 19:19. So I'm going to leave it till 25 to. So 19:35. And if I don't get a bite, I'm going to change to another bait. There we go. Got a fish. And it's a roach. So hopefully the next one I catch on this will be a skimmer bream because it's been doing like a 50-50. I've been getting a roach and I've been getting a skimmer bream. Or I've been catching 2 skimmer bream, and then I've been catching 2 roach. So it's been kind of like that. It's been nip and tuck each time. So it's 24 minutes now, so I'm going to wait now until, so let's say 25 minutes. Give it another 15 minutes in game time for a bite. So I've not had a bite by 1940. I'm going to swap my bait out. I'm going to put a green pea on. It's coming to that time of night in the evening now where you're going to start getting quite active. So it won't matter what you've got on, you'll be getting bites all the time. You might have noticed there's no stuff coming up that I've on screen here. There's no notifications. I've turned them off because the networking issues that they're having at the moment. You keep seeing lines and lines and lines of people's names logging on and logging off, and there's like a noise each time it happens as well. So you're getting a click, 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 click. So I've actually turned it off. And if you want to do that yourself, if you go into settings, go into game, and then you can turn off network notifications there, and it'll save you getting your ears burnt. So another 6 minutes in game time, and I'm going to change up. Unless I get a bite. If I get to a situation where I've not caught a silver bream for ages, I stop changing the bait. I just leave it on green pea. And then I wait until I start getting a run of bites. Because the one thing you don't want is to keep changing your bait and then just catching a roach all the time, because it can happen the other way around as well, though. You can get on it where you start catching a silver bream and then you don't get a bite for 15 minutes in game. Like I'm nearly at the 40 minutes, the 1940 now, and I've not had a bite, but I've already had a roach on this, and the chances are I'll get a silver bream on the next bite. So I might just leave it an extra 5 minutes on this just one occasion here. So you've got to mix it up a little bit each time. So we're on the 40 now. Normally I would have took it out by now, but I am actually going to leave it another 5 minutes in game time, which will be 7:45 then. If that doesn't work, I'm going to do something drastic. I'm going to change and put a worm on, because it's getting to that time of night where the big fish are going to come out. There we go, got a bite. So if I'd have took it out at 40, I wouldn't have got a bite. As it turns out, I've got another roach. But yeah, that can happen where you can get 3 or 4 roach on the trot, and then you'll get 2 or 3 or 4 skimmers on the trot. So we're going to stick with the caster for one more cast. And it's now 1942, 43, so we'll call it 1:45. So I'll pull out at 8 o'clock if I've not had a bite. Although I'd like to catch one more fish on caster just to see if I can break the roach line. If I don't and I catch another roach, I might just stick with it another go until I catch a silver bream. The maximum I've had to wait for a silver bream is 5 roach, and then what's happened then is I've caught 4 or 5 silver bream on the trot straight after, so I've kept that line going of silver bream instead of roach. So that's kind of what happens when you're doing this. So that's just to let you guys know. So if you get a situation where you've caught 3 roach on the trot, don't get disheartened. Just stay with it, hang in there, and you will get rewarded. And if you keep chopping and changing, you'll find the bait which works, and then you can hang on with it for 10 fish or something like that, and it'll see you right. The least success I've had has been on maggot and worm. I've been predominantly catching them on the green pea, the most of them. I'd say I've caught 70% of fish on green pea, the silver bream, and then sweet corn, and then caster, with worm producing just 1. Right, so I'm gonna stop recording in a minute. I'm actually gonna not put you guys through sitting and watching me complete the rest of the quest, because I could be here for another hour. I don't want the video to be super long, but I just wanted to show you guys that it's possible. I'm gonna hope I can see if I can catch another silver bream before I stop recording. So you can see it's not fluke, and you know I've got a method. And if you get yourself into a method and you find something that works, you know, stick with your method and you'll catch fish. It's the same in real life. You just got to read the water. You just got to. This is a game, though. It's not a real fishing. It's not real fishing. So you've got to think outside the box a little bit here with this game. I'm going back on the green pea in a minute. I was going to go on a worm, but I'm going to put a green pea back on because the green pea works in the evening. Oh, it's gone. Oh, we got a silver bream. We've got a roach. It's really annoying that. I am actually going to change. I said don't do it, but I am actually going to change. I could probably catch 3 or 4 silver bream on the trot now, but I want to put. Oh, I've got to change anyway because that's finished. So I'm going to put a green pea on and see if I can just change it up. So it's 19:59. Let's give it another 15 minutes in game and see where we go. Hopefully we can get a silver bream. It's officially 9:30. It goes dark in the game, but evening session starts now. You'll notice an increase in bites from around about now. But this is when the bigger fish tend to bite as well. And don't be scared of moving your depth as well. If you find things drying up a bit, move your depth up or move it down a bit. I mean, I'm nearly right on the bottom, so I can't add any more depth to it, unfortunately. But most of the day today, I've been on the depth that you can actually see that I'm currently at, like I showed you before. So this video could end up being an hour long if I don't catch a silver bream. I don't want to keep you guys hanging around for the sake of it because you can see what's going on here. You can see that I've caught because I've shown you my net full. So it's a genuine place to catch these fish. If you get in a situation where you feel like you're not catching any, then come out of this room and go to another room that starts at 8 o'clock in the morning, and then rinse and repeat and do what I'm doing here now, and then you'll catch more of them. That's what I'm going to do in a minute. If I don't catch a fish soon, if I don't start catching shortly, I'm going to change the room out so I can get back into an early morning session. It might well be that they prefer it in this peg early in the morning rather than late at night, and you only find that out by testing it. And obviously you've got a click. Oh, there we go. You've got a clock ticking down. There's another roach. So that's 5 roach I've now had on the trot, which is substantial. But I'm going to stick with the green pea for a little bit. Normally I'd be concerned because I'm not catching silver bream. But I've got 2 hours and 44 minutes left to catch literally 15 or 16 fish. And I feel quite confident that I'll be able to do that. So you can see I'm catching a fish round about every 12, 10, 15 minutes in game time. I'm not sure what that relates to in real life time. It's probably 5 or 6 minutes. There we go again. Hopefully this isn't that. Look at that. That's crazy. I've never had this many roach in one run. Even after swapping bait, I should have maybe stayed on the caster, but never mind. We'll stick with this one now. We'll just stick this out. You can see I'm getting 10 points for each fish. So I'm now level 6 and I'm rushing towards 1500 points. Just in case you guys are wondering, you start off with 50 points at level 1. Level 2s, you have to get 150. Then you have to get 300, 600, 1200, and 1500. I'm not sure what it is after that. I think it's 1800 for the next level. Might be wrong. It might be 2000. There we go again. So you see the pea started to work, and there's another roach. So the fish have definitely moved back on again. They're definitely back in. So I'm confident I'm going to catch one in a minute. Just going to have to be patient for it. I might end up where I catch 5 or 6 on the trot then, which would be great. I might not. I might just get 1 on 1, 1 on 1, 1 on 1, 1 roach, 1 silver bream. If you read the Wikipedia of what you catch silver bream on, it'll tell you. See, look at that. We've had some quick bites there. That's crazy. Another That is unbelievable. So I've had nearly £6 of roach and not a single silver bream, which is quite bizarre. It might well be that the silver bream don't bite as much as they do in the daytime. At night, that might be another thing. But I'm watching the temperature. The temperature's now 55.9, so it's dropping all the time, the temperature is. And the wind stayed at the same, but it's still sunny and overcast. So if I've not caught a silver bream by the time the clock in the top right hand corner says 2 hours and 30 minutes, I'm going to swap rooms to an early morning session. Because what it's telling me is I'm not catching them in the evening, I'm only catching them in the daytime. So that might be a thing with the silver bream. I don't know. That's just my thought pattern working. But if I do catch a silver bream in a minute, then obviously I'm wrong. But if I was on the roach quest, you could guarantee I'll be catching silver bream all the time. It's just the way it is, isn't it? And if I needed £6 of roach, I would have completed that quest by now in a very short period of time. So you can see that you can catch genuinely good roach here. So if you get a roach quest, you can do that in the same area where we're in here using the same baits. So it's kind of like it's like a double sword. So you've got a double quest area that you can fish in, which is cool. Looks like someone's got hold of my float the way it's leaning. It's kind of leaning to the right. Wondering. It's F to put the light on so you can see better. If you want to stay on the same peg that you're fishing, you can put your tent up behind you by pressing T. And then you can get in your tent and you can advance time so it's 8 o'clock in the morning so you don't have to move to a different room. You can do that. And I don't think your clock on the right, I'm pretty sure your timer doesn't go up. It stops until you get out of the tent. In fact, I might, oh, there we go. Might test that in a minute. There's another roach. So that's crazy. I've had like, I don't know how many roaches it now. I've had 6, 7 roach on the trot. I've nearly got £7 of roach there. That is absolutely ridiculous. I can't believe that I've not had a silver bream in all that time. At least you can see I'm still catching fish, which is the main thing. And each time you catch a fish, it puts a coin in your pocket. Looking at my coin at the moment, I've got nearly 2,000 in coin, which is cool. So I'm getting close to being able to, when I get to 3,000, I'll be able to buy a new rod and reel. Then I'll be on the move to one of the bigger lakes. I'm going to catch one more fish and then I'm going to terminate the video, guys. I don't want to keep this just rolling for the sake of rolling. And I'll give you an update in my next video to let you know if I succeeded in this or didn't. I'm pretty confident that I will, to be honest. So, got like 2.5 hours left to get what I need to catch. And sod's law is if I stop recording now, I'll catch a Silver Bream straight away. So that's what happens, isn't it? I just popped out of my Discord to do this, so I've got somebody waiting in Discord. That's another reason why I'm a bit. I want to get back into there, not keep them waiting. Right, 2049, 2050. I'm going to stop the video at 2100 hours in game time. So let's hope I can catch one in that next 10 minutes for you. And if not, then it'll be me grinding away and you not having to watch. If you've got any questions, stick them in below. If you need any help with anything, again, stick it in below. If I can help you, I will do. I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who's been responding to my videos, and yeah, and everyone who's been sending me messages and stuff like that. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Such a great community in this game. I need to do a timer on that actually and see how long 5 minutes of real life time is in game time. I'm gonna have to do that at some stage so I know, so then I can give you time stamps on what X equals Y. So I could say, look, I fished for 10 minutes real life, which has been half an hour game time or whatever. Right, 2 more minutes in game time, guys, and I'm going to pull the plug on the video. Big thank you for all the support for my channel. I really appreciate it, for all the new subscribers that have come along and all the likes I've been getting on my videos. So I'm going to call it there, guys. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you on my next video. Have a fantastic weekend and tight lines, everybody. Bye-bye.